Okay. Last thing, you guys, you're probably sitting there thinking, like I did, that if you want to warrant thousands of dollars in print sales, you can only work with super, super rich people, right? Anybody else thinking like, well, I don't have a high-end market, so I'm not going to be able to sell that much to my clients, right? I used to think the same thing too, until I met Jillian and David. Now, Jillian and David met at Stop and Shop as grocery store clerks, and they still worked there when they hired us. Their entire wedding budget was $12,000 in Boston, which is basically impossible. And when they first met with us, I thought to myself, it's just not going to be a good fit, right? I at that time, I had started at $4,500, and I knew that that was a huge portion of their wedding budget, and then I was expecting them to buy prints on top of that. I just thought that there's no way they're going to go for it. But after we had walked them through that initial consultation, they did end up booking us. They ended up spending around $900 in their engagement prints, $4,300 in wedding prints and album upgrades, and then they came back at Christmas time for a few extra things for their family. Now I'm feeling really terrible, right? Because they had a $12,000 budget for their entire wedding, and I took 10 of it. Until she sent me this. Seeing photos of my truest, happiest self made me realize I would do anything to see this and remember this feeling every day of my life. I would have to cut back in other areas in order to purchase everything I wanted, but I also knew if I didn't, I would regret it forever. That's amazing, you guys. And so when she sent that to me, I realized like I was doing a disservice to myself and my family by not prioritizing prints in my own family. I was thinking to myself, wait a minute. I don't even have a wedding album, right? And so then we started printing more as a family.
I remember the first time that we had an album printed that Blake could actually understand, and seeing him look at the pictures, and it was like something went off in his mind where he was like, wait, I remember being there. Like, I remember that. And he said, I want to go back there.
And remember this? Leah and Emily used to kick the piano and make sounds, right?
Yeah, they did.
It makes you feel better about yourself as a parent, like looking back through these memories, like, okay, yeah, I'm doing
something right.
I did something right. I'm doing a good job. Like, and they're smiling while they're remembering it fondly. And so, I mean, unless you print them and you see like your year in review, you're like, oh my god, like we did a lot with our kids. We do a lot with our kids, and if they're just on your phone, it's really hard to see that.
Yeah, it comes to life when it's a story, and especially in a child's mind when they're able to, feel the pages and flip through the book. It's, the way we relive it is as if we're reading a story, and it's a story about them, and it's a story that reminds them of what's most important in life, and to kind of see those values ingrained in them at such a young age is probably the most rewarding thing as a parent.
Don't do it! No!
So when you're thinking about the clients that you have and the money that they're spending on certain things in their life, you have to remember that we spend money on a lot of really stupid shit, you guys, right? Gear that we don't need, presets that we don't use. It's like we spend money on a lot of things. So you need to find the people that are willing to spend a lot of money on the things that matter, like this. Why? Because people do not buy goods. They buy relationships, stories, and magic. I'm not selling an album. I'm selling the magic that is created when you get to relive that album as a storybook with your kids. My name is Jade Harris, and I am the co-founder of the Harris Company, which is based in Saratoga Springs, and we specialize in photographing and filming weddings and engagements. I brought this print with me today. It's a photo of our family, David's side of the family, his parents, his sister Amber, her kids, her husband, David and I, our kids, and his sister Nicole. His younger sister. We took this photo on Labor Day weekend. We all get together. This is his parents' lake house. We all get together at the lake house. And at this point in time, Nicole had a serious history struggling with addiction. And for the first time in what felt like years, she was sober and she was present. She was there. She was with our family. She was hanging out with the kids. She was laughing and having fun, and she was happy. And we hadn't seen her like that in years. And 4 days after this photo was taken, we got a call from David's parents that Nicole had a slip up and she overdosed and she was gone. The first thing that we thought of was how awesome it was that we got to spend that last weekend with her there, not just there, but actually being there and being present, and the fact that we had a photo that captured those feelings. And so, you know, what might feel like just a silly family portrait on the lake is actually, it provides so much more than just that memory. It provides us with a little piece of her every time we walk by it, every time we see it. So often, as a photographer, we look at images and you think that if you had done the lighting differently, or if you had asked him to take off his sunglasses or got the kids, you know, dressed properly, it would have been a better photo. And so it's easy to think that it's not worthy of being on the wall. But because this photo meant so much to us right from the bat, we printed it instantly, and then we have it. The longer you try and perfect the process, the less joy you're getting every day of your life by actually experiencing these perfectly imperfect moments on your wall. And so I think that that's one of the reasons why we're so drawn to Fundy as a company, because their software makes it so easy to just do it, just get it done. There's no excuses. You can create something so beautiful and meaningful for your clients instantly, whether it's an album design or perfect wall gallery display. It just allows you to make it happen and get the prints out there in their hands, on their walls, so that they can experience the joy of looking at those memories over and over and over again. I don't want to just print my photos. I want every single person in my life to know that they are a huge part of my everyday. I want my clients, my grandparents, my family to know that they are it for me. So I don't just want to print them. I want to print them. I want them to be a part of my everyday life, in the albums that I touch every day with my kids, on my wall every time when I come home. And if we're not doing this for our clients, we are doing a huge disservice to our industry. Put these stories on your website. Every single one of us has a story like this. It might not be with addiction, it might not be with death, but we all have stories where print has impacted our life. We need to tell it so that more people are open to the idea of printing their photos. Email sequences, videos, behind the scenes on Instagram, talking about the experience with your clients so they get excited about it. Make prints your priority. I have another video, but I'm running out of time. I'm going to tell this story quick. This was a voicemail that I got from one of my clients. Her grandma passed away after the wedding. She wasn't able to go to the wedding because she was too sick. She sent me a voicemail because we had her album done quickly enough for her to take the album to the hospital and revisit it with her grandma. And her grandma said to her, "It feels like I was there." And she thanks me in this voicemail. She thanks me for making it a priority to get that album into her hands. If I had given her a gallery and she had thought about creating a shitty Shutterfly album, she wouldn't have had it in time. She wouldn't have done it, you guys. We don't do it. If we do not do it for our clients, they're never going to do it. And she wouldn't have had that moment in the hospital with her grandma to relive that album. We don't have the right to judge what our clients can and cannot afford. So when I think back on Jillian and David, and I think to myself, there's no way that they can afford all these products. I didn't have that right. They valued it. They valued it more above cars, above anything else in their life, to invest the money there. And so we just need to find the clients. We need to teach them that this is where they need to be investing their money. It's our obligation to price ourselves appropriately, to keep ourselves in business, and keep providing our clients and their families with a legacy. And it's your obligation to yourself. We all talked about why we're here, why we're in business. It's our obligation, you guys, to create success. If you're just here chugging along, half-assing this business thing, it's not going to be sustainable. You have to be willing to go all out. It's your obligation to create that success for yourself, for your family, and for your community. You know what your clients want. So just start now. Leave this room and start now. Whether it's just one little thing of reaching out to a past client that never got an album and saying, hey, your wedding was beautiful. It deserves to be in print. Can we meet up online and I could show you that album? I created a beautiful pre-design for you. If you choose to purchase it, great. If you don't, whatever. Right? I want to show it to you. I feel like it's my duty to show it to you so you can have your album in print so that when you have kids years from now, they know that story. They can see that story.